Boyer. What's school without standardized tests? Standardized testing is probably something we've all had to deal with. It's a tool used by teachers, schools, districts, and states to measure student achievement. With these measurements, they determine where a child should be placed in school. These students are tested from 3rd grade into high school and are tested on math, English, science, and social studies. Despite how widespread this system is, it's broken and it needs a change to fix itself. To better explain, I'm going to cover 3 main points: the problems that face the standardized testing system here in the U.S., compare the U.S. to the other countries' standardized testing systems, and propose my alteration plan for standardized testing. Standardized testing system has many problems here. These problems include high stress for anyone involved, students, teachers, administrators, penalization of teachers and schools for bad scores, pay cuts, funding cuts, job loss. There's a lack of real-world advantage. The test promotes rote memorization, whereas in the real world, you try to expand on your knowledge and think outside of the box. There's no actual measure of educational quality. No differentiation for learning disabilities, just extra time for the test. Subjects are taught to the test rather than designing a curriculum and then designing a test based on the curriculum. It's impossible to truly standardize children because they all learn so differently and are so different from one another. And last, the system is much like an autopsy. You don't really get to help fix the children and any problems they may have because by the time you get their scores, they've moved on to the next grade. All of these problems contribute to the brokenness of the system. Other countries don't seem to have this numerous amount of problems. Compared to the United States, other countries present a different picture. In Germany, there's no penalization of teachers and schools for bad scores. Rather, they try to aid the schools better so that they can get the test scores up. In Finland, they don't even have standardized testing. Instead, they focus on creative play. In Singapore, instead of going surface deep on multiple subjects in a small amount of time, they focus in depth on one subject until it is certain that all students understand. Hong Kong standardizes its students to a bit of an extreme. In Europe as a whole, they have 3 main goals for their testing. They want to measure students individually, they want to measure students as a whole, and they want to determine any learning problems students may have. Test scores from 2015 demonstrate the differences. All of the countries mentioned perform far better than the United States in math, reading, and science. The United States isn't even in the top 20 on some of them. Though Hong Kong is extremely standardized, they're not number 1 in scoring. This kind of demonstrates that standardized testing is not the be-all, end-all. However, it is a necessary system. Therefore, I'm going to present an alternative plan. In my alternative plan for standardized testing, instead of having 1 test yearly, there would be tests every 2 months, and there would also be informal assessments every 2 weeks. This creates more bodies of evidence to make sure that you know exactly where you should be placing a student. The informal assessments will also help know where the focus should be before the next test. There should also be weekly assignments that cover multiple subjects in a combined way that also focuses on real-world problems. At the end of every month, there should be a teacher evaluation for each individual student to determine where they may need help and where they're doing well. In conclusion, the standardized testing system in the United States simply does not work. There are numerous problems with the system causing it to be broken. Compared to the United States, other countries have more sufficient ways to measure and help students. Altering the testing system could greatly benefit students and help them have more accurate levels and curriculums. If there's a willingness to change, this necessary system can become a more sufficient and efficient evaluation tool, and it can make education better and maybe make school a little more fun for everyone. Thank you.